Welcome to the Humanity Academy channel. I'm David Loewen. I'm a co-founder of Humanity Academy, and this is
Lisa Loewen. I am also a co-founder of Humanity Academy. Welcome.
welcome, folks. So, Lisa, Humanity Academy is a name that you devised and came up with, in which we named our educational startup and social enterprise. How did you come up with that name? What does it mean to you?
Well, as a poet, I do like things that rhyme, and also someone who is an educator and in mental health. I recognize the importance of having an arena or an avenue to get more education out there about what it means to be human. When we go to school, we learn about Shakespeare, and yes, drama can be a big part of being human. We learn about mathematics, which can also be a big part of being human, but kind of the undertone behind Humanity Academy is what is it actually like to be a human, and what are some of the tools, tips, techniques that we can use to allow this human experience to be a little bit easier or at least clearer.
Nice. I like it. I've been thinking about that term recently, and I was asked about it in a podcast recently about Humanity Academy, and it's a great segue into a variety of conversations. So we say on our website when we designed this and posted it a few months back that it was really about looking at gaps in traditional education and trying to fill some of those in as we are all being humans. We are systems ourselves, and we are systems within systems, complex ones. And so I'm wondering if you could share a little bit more. We talked about emotional literacy and conflict management and relationships, and some of your thinking around how we've thought through what our approach is to this social enterprise Humanity Academy.
That's a really great question. And you and I have both been a part of post secondary for well over a decade now. And the recognition that there's a bunch of theories out there, which are beautiful things. However, the reality of what it is like to apply theories or actually just be in a world, like you said, full of complex systems, really wanting to just simplify um, some approaches to being human and thinking about thinking and expanding on relationship with health and self and wealth, wellness, exploring some of those terms, what that means to different people. We all have a different relationship with language and our understanding about what things mean. Part of the goal of Humanity Academy is about empowering individuals to really get into a place of exploring, what does this mean for me, right? We are constantly being bombarded with things, how it should be. This is the way it should look, especially with social media. And one thing doesn't work for all people. And that's where our tagline, there's not one right way to live, comes from. It's just honoring the fact that we all have a unique background. Yes, we're all human, but we're all in a different journey.
Nice. You also have a really common expression. So you're a registered clinical counselor in British Columbia, where we live. My background, at least in the credentialed world of education, is a doctor of education, and so we've combined those together. And one of the lines that you use quite frequently that I really like is, "We have questions, you have answers." So I'm wondering if you could share a bit more on what that means to you.
Absolutely. I think that's so valuable, especially in the mental health world, is just recognizing that we are all the experts on our own self. And so that connects to authenticity, that connects to agency. Agency is about the awareness of the boundaries of who we are and our personal power in order to be authentic. And so really inviting people to think about questions. There's no right answer. It's more about opening the avenues of thought, getting curious about realities.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've spent some time designing free educational email courses. We talk about the importance of freemium as opposed to premium. So putting out lots of products that are free. And so we've got several that we've put out, and I'm going to run through a bit of the list. And I'm just curious because you were certainly a lot of the impetus behind why those courses. So we have one course on So You Want to Get Married, it's called. We have one on transforming sleep. We've got one on seeking contentment rather than happiness. We've got one around stress management. And then one that I think it was the first one that you had designed around that relationship with the inner child. And then in the foundation to all of those courses, we talk about learning journals. And so the seventh course that we have is the Learning Journals Crash Course. And both you and I have been doing some work independently and together on designing some paid courses. But I'm just wondering, before we get into talking about the learning journals, why those other courses? Why did those come to mind in your thought processes about as a priority, as something that we really needed to spend some time designing some free products and then potentially looking at some courses that maybe we would have some more income coming in from?
Yeah. So, over the last decade in being a mental health practitioner, I've engaged with hundreds of people. And some of the common themes is just basic self care. And basic self care includes boundaries, includes how am I taking care of my rest? And we live in a world that is so hyper focused on getting things done, it's easy to overlook what do we actually need to be able to keep producing? And that's rest, that's sleep, and that's also improving our communication and our relationship with ourself and our relationships with each other. So that was sort of the foundation of what brought all of those courses out to the forefront.
Nice. So that was the one that I missed. The sixth in there was the personal and professional boundaries course, the boundaries blueprint course, which we've had some folks inquire about as well, doing some workshops on, which has been fantastic. So that is the Humanity Academy in a nutshell. In our work going forward, we have a free newsletter called Notes on Humanity, which we've started to put out more regularly and planning to post on some more videos around thoughts on humanity, of which we've got one that will go up here soon. Anything else you want to share about Humanity Academy and where we're going before we close off this video?
I think one of our main goals, as we were talking about in early days, is just to make more education or more opportunities to learn available to more people. Not everybody has the opportunity to go to post-secondary, and nor are we trying to replace post-secondary. We're not interested in providing a credentialing program. It's more creating a space where individuals can come and sign up and just get to learn more about themselves and the world that they inhabit. At no point are we trying to say this is how it is or this is how you should.
No shoulding all over the place. It's a
No
common
shoulding.
saying around our household. Don't should on me, don't should on others, and make sure you don't should on yourself.
That's
There's so
right.
many shoulds out there, whether it's building online or building relationship with self, having a healthy marriage, all of those types of things. So one of the key pieces that we think about in Humanity Academy, as it started out on, is that we are all individual systems. So we are complex systems. There's lots we don't know about the brain and our mind and our body and the connection between. And so we often share a diagram, quite a simple one, that shows a self, each of us with a capital S at the heart, and then concentric circles that go out from there. And so we have a self, and lots of our courses and work is about that relationship with self and then the relationship with others. So we start with that intrapersonal, that inner dialogue, that introspection, so that we can have stronger relationships with other folks outside of that. And so we've got others, family, friends, colleagues. Outside of that, we've got the systems and institutions that we all interact with. So schools and healthcare and justice systems, all of those types of things. And then out and around that are those really big structures. So things like citizenship, the countries that we live in, passports that we own, the official languages in the countries that we
Mhm.
live in, and all of those have a huge influence. And that sits at the basis of many of our courses. So that is our Humanity Academy. Stay tuned, sign up for our newsletter, watch for more courses, both free and paid courses in our virtual academy. Our website is www.humanityacademy.life.
Thanks so much for joining us.